Welcome to another edition of the Pacers Pride Podcast. I am your host, Cody Emerson. Alongside me, as always, my co-host, Dylan Deanhart. Dylan, I know you, especially last night when I was at the Pacers game, you were texting me because you got a scare from, well, no, it wasn't last night, but got a scare from Rutgers.
It was last night, yeah.
Was it last night? Yeah.
Well, it was that last afternoon, but yeah. I should have expected. I knew it was coming. I said to you beforehand, I'm like, I'm not focusing on the Ohio State game right now because this is any team in the Big Ten right now is going to give us their best shot at trying to upset us, and today was Rutgers, and thankfully we held on for a road victory. So
yeah, when you texted me that, I checked the score, and I think it was a 6-point game, and I saw the final score, and it was only a 2-point game, and I was like, oh, well.
It looks a lot closer because we just hit free throws to make it up by 4 or whatever, and then went in and hit a free throw.
Pacers had a pretty good week, as it seems they've had a really good stretch of games here in the past, two and a half weeks. They went 3-1 this week, and the only loss was at Charlotte, which they gave up an NBA high 47, I believe, in the first quarter, which we're going to dive into that here in a little later. But first, we're going to recap the first game against Charlotte because we saw the Hornets twice this week. On Monday, the Pacers won 105-96 to improve their already, I believe, as it stands as of last night. Pacers are 19-10 at home. They just feed off that energy that Bankers Life Fieldhouse gives, and they were able to take care of business against the Hornets overall. Let me check the box score. Pull up the box score. Come on. My laptop.
They were nowhere near as effective as they were later, but yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
Sound.
Yep. Gotta mute my laptop. Probably should have done that. Oh well. Obviously the big three, if you want to call it a big three for Charlotte.
They're top three.
Top three. Obviously, Kemba Walker, Nick Batum, and Dwight Howard all went off, but no one else besides them was. I mean, after that, their next highest scorer was Jeremy Lamb with 8 points. So I mean, Dwight Howard had 22, Kemba Walker had 23, and Nick Batum had 22. But for the Pacers, Bojan only took 3 shots. Thad, it was a hell of a game for Miles Turner. I think this was his. Wasn't he coming off?
This is his first game back?
I believe it was. First game back off the bench, and I want to say
it wasn't the Orlando game because I was still on the road, so I think this was his first game back.
It may have been. And he played 21 minutes, had 22 points off the bench, and tied his career high with 4 threes. It was he hit 4 of our 6 threes. Well,
this wasn't his first game back because I think keep going, but I'm just gonna find when his first game back was. I think this was his second game back.
We'll fact check, because Vic had 25, an efficient 11 of 15. Darren Collison had 13 points, 6 assists.
It was against Orlando, so this was the second game.
Oh,
back.
okay. And Sabonis had another double-double. I think they had a stat on the Bankers Life, like Jumbotron or whatever last night. I don't want to say I believe it, but they said Sabonis is third in the NBA in rebounding, with I think he's averaging 8.6 boards.
I would be hesitant to believe that.
Yeah,
I feel
don't know.
Drummond,
maybe when he starts, I don't know, but
yeah, he's averaging 8.3 over the last 10 games.
I don't know. Well, we can.
Or no, 8.3 overall. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to say maybe top 10, maybe. I mean, because he's definitely qualified because I think he's started. I don't know if
he's played enough minutes. He hasn't missed any games.
So we'll see. As Dylan fact checks that, I'll continue to recap this game. Just an overall solid game for the Pacers. Just first quarter, it was first half, really. It was relatively even.
He's tied for 19th.
Tied for 9th. Oh, well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's going to take a lot to become the top rebounding. Andre Drummond has that pretty much in a chokehold with 15.3 per game.
Oh, well, yeah, since they just added Blake Griffin. Maybe that'll go down. Who knows? But
and then now DeAndre Jordan's in trade rumors. I don't know if you saw that.
He's always been in trade rumors.
Well, now the Blazers are working on a deal with him.
Who knows? But overall, really good game for the Pacers. As I said, they improved their overall home record.
17-10.
This made it 17-10. As it stands now, it's 19-10. As I said,
Spoiler.
well, I mean, we already spoiled it when they said they went 3-1 in the week. So
That's true. Well, we don't know where the one loss was.
well,
we
if
did
you
say the
follow
whole.
the Pacers and if you follow us, you should know. But Charlotte went 9 of 31 from 3. I mean, the Pacers didn't do too much better. They went 6 of 21. The key, though, was Pacers shot 54%. So I think Jeremiah Johnson continued to say after the broadcast, I believe the Pacers 10-0, 11-0. It may be a bit higher, but if they shoot above 50%, they're undefeated.
Yeah, I think because now we're not undefeated because I know we shot above 50% against Hornets at Charlotte, and we lost that game.
That streak may have come to an end, but still an amazing record when we shoot above 50%. Obviously, when you shoot well, your offense is going to go well, and you have a great chance to win the game.
Yeah.
And that's what the Pacers did here, winning 105-96. Moving on to the next game,
this was such a boring game to watch.
Yeah, you texted me, and I bailed you out.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the best
part of it. Yeah,
because it was the end. But
God, the journey there was just like watching cornfields over and over and over and over again.
I mean, we are in Indiana. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. I mean, you can talk about the game for a little bit until the final 7 minutes or whatever when I took over and relieved you of your boredom.
Yeah, Pacers fans probably were a little bit angry that we let this hugely injury-riddled team make it this close. They had big games from Wayne Selden, who, looked like he probably should be starting somewhere, not just off the G League, which I believe is where he came from. Darren Brooks had a decent game. Overall, they just out-rebounded us, out-hustled us, out-energied us. And I think they just kind of punched us in the mouth where we kind of thought this was just going to be an easy coast-to-coast win. Mm-hmm. And the Pacers just kind of got caught guessing, I guess. But they got it done where it counts. Lance Stevenson got the game going with 13 points. The starters all finished in double figures, which is good to see because usually one of them will just have a bad game and the other four will just kind of pick them up. But it was a good game, very slow and methodical game, which is nothing to be surprised at when the Grizzlies come to town. They just like to grind you out and try to grind a victory, which the Pacers fell into their tempo and nearly paid the price for it. So,
the leading scorer in this game was Bojan, which I want to say that's the first time I've ever said that.
He's probably done it one or two more times, but yeah,
he was tied for the lead in last night's game with 19. I know we're probably stretched for time a little bit. I want to address something real quick and just
don't go too hard.
No, I'm not going to, but just I respect all our fans out there and I respect their opinions and everything. But I'm getting kind of fed up with people just dissing, especially us when no one thought we'd be in this position this season. Especially, I didn't think we'd even reach 30 wins, to be quite honest. But to go as far as to say Bojan is an embarrassment to the sport, I'm not going to mention names because we're not about that. And I tried to have, if you follow us on Twitter, I tried to have a nice conversation with this person. But Bojan was the reason we won that game. 7 of 12 from the field. Hitting his shots was very effective.
And then, if I can barge in for a second,
go right ahead.
To this game, they said before, I think, the announcers' names, Quinn Buckner and Kristen Airy, said that they wanted to get Bojan more confident because to this point, he's been slumping real hard. I think he's only shooting like 40% from three or something something low. But he came out and attacked this game, which was something to be seen. Like, he was driving, not only just standing waiting for a pop-up three. So it was good to see from that.
As I had this conversation with this person, every guy has a bad month. I mean, every person has a rough stretch of games, and it happens. So don't, like people earlier in the season, trade Miles Turner. Just please stop.
Yeah.
And because Miles, we've both said on the show, is an elite rim protector. at
He's becoming
bare
elite.
minimum.
He's scoring the ball prolifically
Exactly.
today.
And
So far this week.
Bare minimum, he's still an elite rim protector. Yeah, sorry.
You're right.
I'm gonna adjust the computer to get you in the shot there. But just I understand Bojan has overall, is he a good defender? Probably not. But every person, as I continue to say with this person that I was talking with, every person, including Steph, James Harden, LeBron, has the things they can work on. So just slow down with the insults, please, on our Pacers, because once again, Bojan last night proved that as I kind of tweeted in a little sarcastic remark or whatever, doesn't look like an embarrassment to me.
Yeah.
Because he was tied for a leading scorer with 19 last night, had 21 in this game. So February is off to a really great start for him. He's playing with more confidence, and that was always good to see for Bojan. Excuse me. Lance had 13 off the bench, as you mentioned. Sabonis, 10 and 7 off the bench. And just a really, I want to say, gritty win, because we shouldn't, as I said, should not have been this close, as you said, but Wayne's, as you mentioned, Wayne Selden just went off, and 6 of 10 from 3. Marcus obviously was going to get his Miles still. I mean, it's really hard to guard Marcus All because he can, kind of like Miles, can stretch the floor with the 3, and still a really good post game. Holy crap, Dylan Brooks played 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
They did not have the depth nor...
Well, yeah, when you're sitting Tyreek Evans.
This was like the most injuries I've ever seen on an NBA team. There was they were out Tyreek Evans, Mike Conley, Chandler Parsons, Jamichael Green, Devontae Davis, Mario Chalmers. I think there's another one I'm missing, but that's
Mike
still
Conley.
No, I said Mike Conley.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, but that's still 6 people.
Yeah. Just ridiculously. Hey, you look at the box score. Just did not play DMP.
Yeah.
And just with so many injuries, and obviously we'll see what happens with Tyreek Evans as the Pacers, or not Pacers. I mean,
I wouldn't want Tyreek Evans.
Yeah, probably not, but I mean, because as
we don't need another shooting guard.
We talked about last week how this team's probably gonna not make a move and just stay pat.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah,
I haven't heard any.
I'm
rumors.
perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Because the way this team has played, you look at the standings as of today. The Pacers are a game behind Washington, and they play Washington on Monday. We're gonna preview that game, so Pacers could leap them if they went on Monday to the 4th seed, and if the Cavs lose, I think we were talking about what would we only be a game?
I think a half game.
Game, something like that, behind Cleveland, because Cleveland is
free falling.
And they've come out and said they're not going to fire Ty Lue, but because there's so many problems with that team.
You need some kind of stability.
As they got blown out by 32 last night against Houston. But yeah, gritty win for the Pacers. Especially they were holding Victor Oladipo in check.
Yeah.
Vic went 5 of 12. Did not have his best game, obviously, but Miles had a pretty good game, 15 and 11 with 3 blocks. Starting to work his way back up into the league leaders as far as shot blocking goes.
Well, all he needs to do is play games. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been hammered by injuries, which has been unfortunate this season. But the Pacers took care of business, winning 105-101. And that set up another game against the Charlotte Hornets, which, Dylan, I'll let you go again.
Well, because anytime you allow someone to score 47 points in the first quarter, it's not going to be an NBA 49
high.
points. 49 points in the first quarter. That's not good. It's not quality basketball. But and it's kind of ironic that everyone's like, "Oh, Dan Burke's a good defensive coach. We should hire him, not Nick Millen." I'm just gonna let the score sit there at 133 points.
And real quick, did you see any? Because I wasn't able to see most of this game. I saw I think after I got off work, the last 4th quarter maybe or something like that. Did you see like any different? I mean, obviously the defense played not great, obviously, but any.
I don't know.
Did they play different for Dan Burke than they do for McMillan, or because I wasn't.
I
able
couldn't
to see
really
most of the game.
tell. I mean, I haven't like seen enough. Maybe I don't know, but like a lot of these shots that they were making were just tough shots.
Okay.
Kemba and Batum, they were catching them off switches. They're doing a lot of pick and roll, and Batum would just scoot up the 3-point line, and no one really picked him up. There were that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I think Kemba, they just ran into a very hot and determined Charlotte team that night.
And I was watching it, and Chris Tenary and Quinn Buckner said the Pacers, I believe, have lost, 5, 6 in a row or something in Charlotte. It's one of those venues where they just can't get over the hump. They have those venues. I believe Portland's one of them too.
Yeah.
But one of those places where the Pacers do not play well.
Another thing they did mention was I think that the Hornets now go like after that game went on like a 10-game road schedule. So I think that they were saying this is a big game that they had to win because then they don't come back here for a while. So that's another part of it. But granted, it looks bad, but it was a lot worse after the first half. We were down like 15 at one point. So it was good to see this team fight and not give it up because this could have easily been like 133 to 90 something.
Yeah.
With the way they were shooting, it was unconscious.
Pacers did score credit.
Victor Oladipo
obviously, if it wasn't for that monster first quarter by Charlotte, I think
we win if it wasn't.
Yeah, we win if it wasn't for that monster first quarter because we scored 37 in the first, 34 points in the third, and 35 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Take away maybe 10. Take away 10 of those points and allow 39.
Yeah.
Maybe, and we win by 3. So this rough night for the Pacers, obviously. Charlotte just was on fire from 3. I remember I was able to watch a little bit before I went into work and a little bit afterwards. Nick Batum.
He started like 4-4, I think.
Yeah, something ridiculous. And I texted you, like, are we going to bother to guard the 3-point line tonight? Because between Kemba and Nick Batum, they made 12 of 23 threes. Kemba, I love Goran Dragic to death, but I think he's a really good player. But I think Kemba deserves that spot over Goran Dragic. But it comes down to, I believe, like the highest vote getter from the coaches.
Yeah.
So Kemba Walker not getting the love I think he deserves as an All-Star. But, I mean, when a guy scores 41 and Nick Batum scores 31, it's going to be a bad night. And this Charlotte team, they just saw us, so they were able to adjust.
Well,
and
same
adapt.
could be said for us too.
Yeah, I mean, but as I said, the quick turnarounds against these teams, sometimes they have your number the second night.
Yeah.
And I believe these teams won't see each other again. I think they mentioned for maybe the last week of the regular season or something like that. I think we play. I think Charlotte. I think our last 2 games are against Charlotte. I'm not 100% sure.
It's like a Charlotte away game, Charlotte.
Which makes no sense how they schedule that, but whatever. Now we get into the really fun game. The game
you have the floor.
I was able, as I was tweeting out last night, I was able to go to this game with one of our friends.
I was recovering from the Rutgers scare, so
and so
breathing into a paper bag repeatedly,
trying not to hyperventilate. The Pacers ended up with a win against the Sixers. This was a really, really good game to watch. It was competitive throughout the night. The Pacers took they had a really good offensive quarter in the very first quarter, scoring 33 points. However, things kind of quieted down in the second half a lot, especially in the third quarter when we only scored 14, but we held them to 18 points. And I believe, I'm not going to add up the math, but through 3, it was, I want to say a 2-point game or something. Fourth quarter, enter Lance Stevenson. And I was listening to, I don't think it was the officials, Pacers radio broadcast or anything, but a radio that does Pacers analysis and stuff like that. Lance Stevenson had 12 points and 6 boards in the fourth quarter alone. And as I was just tweeting out, Lance just could not. The energy that he brought to that stadium was just beyond belief. Because I remember watching a Pacers game, I think about a week and a half ago, when Quinn Buckner and Chris Denary said, you have to get down here and see what this building is like. And now I see what they're talking about. Because I'm sorry, I just happened to see the highlights when Lance was doing the
bird flapping.
The bird, and as I tweeted out, I think he made a Super Bowl prediction with that pick. And huge credit also goes to Vic and Bojan again. Bojan having a really good stretch of games. He had 19, which was tied for the lead with Vic. Lance, if you look at the box score, only had 14 points, but as I mentioned, 12 of those were in the fourth quarter. He was hitting threes. He dropped, I believe it was in the second quarter, maybe, an absolute no-look dime.
Sabonis
Sabonis, as you mentioned. And he provides that energy and spark. And it was great to see and great to be in that building last night. Dario Saric and Joel Embiid went off. Saric had 16. Well, he was hitting. Well, he only had 2 of 6 from 3. Surprisingly, it seemed like he was hitting more. Joel, when he had his game, he had 24 points and 10 boards. But the key is 7 turnovers for Joel Embiid. We were kind of double teaming him in the post all night and trying to poke at the ball, and we got it poked loose a lot. And turnovers in the fourth quarter killed Philadelphia. I don't know what they ended up with as far as turnovers. 18 total turnovers. Don't know exactly how many in the fourth quarter they ended up with, but I know it was a lot, and that helped the Pacers obviously just blow away in the fourth quarter. Miles did not have a good game at all, because as I was tweeting out, the refs don't like Miles for some weird reason. He'd be going up like this. He'd have his hands straight up, and they would be calling fouls on him, and they would be calling ticky-tack fouls. There was one call especially when, believe it was Joel or Robert Covington or someone, just driving down the lane. Vic, physically you could see, grabbed the ball and to stop the layup. They called a shooting foul. And they replayed it on the big board. You could see he clearly grabbed the ball. It should have been a jump ball. But what are you going to do with the refs? They're just... Miles Turner, I mean, I guess that is one thing you could say you could work on, is maybe trying not to foul as much, but I don't think some of these fouls are fouls on him. Sabonis also had his foul trouble, although he did have 10 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists. He was passing the ball really well. I want to give love to Big Al Jefferson, because once again I was tweeting out, he was taking Joel Embiid to school down in the post. I remember he hit him with a beautiful spin move, which you rarely see from Big Al, but he has just a really great array of post moves down there, and maybe that's something Joel can work on. I don't know, but
Joel's more concerned about being a stretch 5. He's trying to work on his 3-point game more than post game, I think.
Which, as a center, I think you need to work post, like closer to the basket than out.
Work your way out, not work your way in.
So, Big Al was taking him to school, and it was beautiful to see. Lance, just what more can you say about him? As you were the one who he is the one who tweeted out the statue, not me. I was battling Indy traffic after the game, and then I was stuck in traffic, and you texted me and like, did you see my tweet? And I was like, no. And I opened up the Twitter. I'm like, oh god. But that was a beautiful tweet. It got like 20-something likes. I was actually pretty impressed. I
didn't even watch the game, so it's even more impressive.
But yeah, Lance just never changed Lance. And a couple more things on Lance real quick, because we can talk about Lance all day. I was with my friend Mark, our good friend Mark, who we play basketball with a lot. And he was sitting next to me, and he asked me, who would you rather have right now, Michael Jordan or Lance Stevenson? And you know what? I'm taking Lance, because Yeah, Michael, I mean, obviously he's a great player and everything, but you know what? He can't provide the spark and energy and the just fun entertainment that Lance provides. Lance loves this city. We love Lance, and I kind of feel like maybe I was responsible for his performance because, as I tweeted out, it looks like we were getting the bad Lance tonight, as he was just, I think he made an awful pass. He was expecting someone to be there, and he just threw it out of bounds or something. And then right after that, in the fourth quarter, he just clicked. And I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter and Lance, but he said it felt like a playoff atmosphere against Philly, and it was just great to be in the building. So yeah, I'd be all in favor of a Lance Stevenson statue.
I first want a Reggie Miller statue. That's
first
and foremost.
Reggie obviously deserves a statue. But then probably second would be Lance, if you ask me. And then also Pacers, Donnie Walsh and Kevin Pritchard, everyone, just make it official and sign Lance to a lifetime contract, please. I'm dead serious when I say that.
Well, I mean, you can't sign a lifetime contract.
I mean, you can.
Well, you can't just say, like, oh, he's 40, he's like 50 years old, just sitting at the very end of the bench, just like cheering on the team.
No,
like...
I mean, lifetime contract, and Lance can retire whenever he pleases.
I don't think they do that.
But I mean,
you could sign. I think the max you can sign is a 7. I don't think you can sign any longer.
We'll make an exception for Lance.
Adam Silver's the Lance exception.
I mean, because just. I hope he.
I get what you're saying, but
yeah,
I don't think Lance is going.
I know
anywhere.
I may be over exaggerating a little bit, but
By
never
the way,
change Lance.
Speaking of salary, I just want to throw a tidbit in there. Pacers have the 27th most salary 27th most salary in the NBA. Like that's the 30th is the most. First is the least
so
amount
we're paying players like the most.
No, like 27 means we have the most salary cap.
Oh, got you.
And 1 means that we have none, and we're the lowest salary team that's still in the playoffs.
Wow.
I just want to throw that in there. I saw that this morning.
I'm not 100% sure what Vic's contract is.
I think they said we have $80 million in the cap right now.
Whew.
In non-guaranteed money.
Free 8. I mean, I'm going to be dead honest, and I think we've talked about it a little bit before. I would throw some of that money at Thad. I'm not too much at Thad, but maybe this performance this season is
Clay?
making him.
No, Clay could probably slip in as a 3.
I mean, I would put Clay at 3 because he could guard the 1 through 3.
He's 6'6".
Clay, if you're listening.
It's like a Bojan upgrade.
I mean, and as we all know, Bojan's obviously not in the long-term plans, most likely. But he's played well. He's had a really great month of February. And so, as I said, 19 points. I think 19, 17, 21. This past week, he's just been really good. Great to see him finally get his confidence back up. And who knows what we'll do with that cap space.
I trust in Kevin Pritchard so far.
Yeah,
the fact that he has this team, where it is right now, plus the flexibility to do whatever we want really in the off season. Even
really
Darren Collison has a team option for $10 million this year. So I mean he's made it. Granted, the Monte Ellis is I think his only blemish. Because I wish we could have just bottom out his contract. We're still paying him, I think, for another 5 years.
Oh, God.
So,
but, I mean,
that guy just won't go away.
No, Monte. But, oh well, the Pacers, enough about this game and enough about Lance. I mean, we could do a whole show about Lance Stevenson if we really wanted to. Pacers won 100-92. So Pacers improved to 30-24, not 30-23, as I tweeted out. I apologize for that. Thought we were a game better than we were. Mm-hmm. But I'll still take 30-24, which is good for, fifth? Yeah, fifth in the Eastern Conference, which no one thought we'd be in this position right now. And it's fun time to be a Pacers fan. Alrighty, we are now going to preview, 3 games?
Yep, Washington, New Orleans, Boston.
The Pacers play Washington on is this the first meeting versus Washington this season?
I think so, yeah.
Because I don't think I believe
it's the first meeting against Washington and New Orleans? No, New Orleans came to Bankers Life before, so.
Yeah. I'm going to go out I don't know if it'd be going out on limb and saying that we're going to win, against Washington because I think we will. No John Wall. He's going to be out at bare minimum 6 weeks with ankle. No, they clean up a knee. Cleaning up his knee.
I didn't even know he was injured. So
yeah, how do you not?
I thought he was back. I thought he was healthy again.
No,
okay.
no.
My bad.
He's out. I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks or something. I guess
that's why that's the All-Star break, or that's why Drummond got into the All-Star.
Yeah.
Okay. Man.
That makes sense. So contain, obviously, Bradley Beal is going to be the key. I think Vic can do a decent job on him. So I'm not too worried overall. Got to contain Marcin Gortat on the boards. Holy crap, John Wall's their leader in blocks.
I mean, he is that kind of athletic guard. So
Otto Porter and Kelly Oubre, they are just really. It depends on the night, to be quite honest. Them to see what kind of performance they're going to give. So
they just came off a win. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. So
they have played well since John Wall has gone down. Bradley Beal has really stepped up. So, but no John Wall, and this game is at home, correct? Am I right?
Yeah, it's at home.
Right? So, Pacers, just being there, I think we'll ride that energy, ride that momentum to a win. Hopefully, I think because
it's gonna be a very even matchup.
Yeah, I think it will be too. I think these teams are dead even.
Very similar.
Yeah, we both like to shoot the three. I think Bradley Beal's going to have a tough time with Vic, I think, because Bradley Beal's an all right defender. He's nothing special. But,
it's like a C.J. McCollum, I feel like.
Yeah. So
except for he can score a lot.
yeah. I mean, C.J. can too. He just dropped 50 in 3 quarters.
That's true.
The other night. Mike Scott, day-to-day, I mean.
Emoji man.
Apparently, he has tattoos of emojis on him.
I believe that's the guy from the Hawks that has like the crying emoji tattooed and all 5 different emojis on his right arm.
I'm not a researcher or expert on tattoos.
That's the kind of stuff that I just know in the NBA, and I hate myself for it. So,
I mean, you're just about as Mark, because very quick side note, sorry, but Mark last night he's just like an expert on every foreign NBA player ever, because he's like, have you heard of this guy? Have you heard of this guy? And I'm like, no, I have not. And because that's what he does with his free time.
We should have taken him to the Maccabi Haifa game. I would have loved to have seen that.
He probably would have known every player on the roster.
Except for Josh Smith.
But, all right, I'm predicting a win.
I'll say a win, just because it's at home.
Well, you predicted a loss against the Sixers at home.
Fair enough, so I stood corrected.
Yeah, and so, but I think especially no John Wall. I think Darren. Who is their backup point guard?
I forget his name.
Just out of curiosity.
I know it when you'll say it.
Let me look up their depth chart. The accurate ESPN depth chart said no one ever. Thomas Satoransky.
Thomas Satoransky is their shooting guard.
Well, he's their starting point guard right now.
Oh, well.
I mean, their point
very
guards
athletic,
they have listed
that.
are him and Tim Frazier.
Yeah, Tim Frazier, I think, was the one that I thought was going to be the one backing up.
Well, I mean, who knows who ends up being the point guard. I think this could be a real good game for Darren Collison, hopefully. Yeah. Take advantage of inexperienced players out there. So we're both predicting a win, and this game is at home. Hopefully the Pacers can improve to 20-10 at home.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous inside that arena and that energy. Next game, which is I'm trying to get back to the schedule.
I swear to God, I think Nikola Mirotic is just going to be traded to every upcoming opponent that the Pacers
talked about
have.
This. The Pelicans.
Yeah, I expect him to be on the Boston after this game. I expect him to be on the game after that, and it's just Nikola Mirotic just
killer. Nikola Mirotic just got recently traded to the Pelicans, so we get to see him again.
Yeah, his first game back, he had 18 points in 35 minutes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what? I still think the Pacers can get it done. I think it's on the road. It will be tough containing Anthony Davis. I don't know who the hell we're going to put on him. Thad, Miles?
Probably Miles, if I had to guess.
Miles, I would think. Yeah, Miles, because I think they're moving Anthony Davis to center now that he's out.
Nikola Mirotic to power forward, and I think we put that on Nikola Mirotic.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Darren Collison could maybe go toe-to-toe with Drew Holiday.
And Rondo. Don't forget Rondo.
Oh, they still have Rondo?
Rondo's their point guard, yeah.
Wait, is he their starting point guard or is he coming off the bench?
I'm pretty sure he's their starting point guard.
Do they have Drew Holiday as shooting guard?
Maybe.
I forgot Rondo was in the league, to be quite honest, because I haven't heard much
I don't know
from
what
him.
they're... I'm going to look at the ESPN depth chart. It's probably wrong, but... Yeah,
Yep,
Rondo...
Yeah, is Rondo at point guard.
Drew Holiday at shooting guard.
Hey, your boy.
Each one more.
So, I think... Vic, I think, will take Drew Holiday to school, to be quite honest. I think Drew Holiday can't guard Vic. And I hope Miles has...
A bounce-back game.
I mean, that'll be a fun matchup to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Davis on Miles Turner, as it was with Joel Embiid and Miles Turner. But just got to stay out of foul trouble. I know maybe that's easier said than done, but I think the key for the Pacers will be the bench, because I'm looking Mike James, Ian Clark, Darius Miller, Dante Cunningham.
Amika Okafor still in the league?
Yeah, I think he just signed with him. He signed with him a couple days ago.
I remember him being in the Bobcats era. God, that's a blast from the past.
Sabonis should be able to blow past him, Emeka
all of his
Okafor
artificial
on his
limbs.
Walker. So I think Pacers bench should have success in this game. Maybe Containey and Clark can shoot the three a little bit.
Watch out for Emeka Okafor. That's a dark horse right there.
Jesus.
All of his artificial limbs. He's like the closest thing to cybernetic on the basketball court we've ever seen.
But I'm
sorry, Emeka Okafor.
I don't know if...
I just can't believe that you're not on the court without some kind of prosthetic like limbs or anything. So
I don't know if this would be called an upset, but I'm taking the Pacers. I think Anthony Davis goes off.
I wouldn't call it an upset based on losing bigger cousins.
I don't know if it... I mean, because I don't know if we're going to be favored in this game or not. I mean, probably not since it's on the road.
Yeah.
But I think Anthony Davis will go off. I think he'll probably have a 30-point game, probably 10 rebounds, a couple of blocks. But I think that's it. I don't... Hopefully, praying Nikola Mirotic does not have a good game. Who knows? He seems to have our number, though. But
God.
I'm going to say we win. I'm going to say it's going to be a tough, physical game. And I think the main reason we win is because of Vic. I don't think Drew Holiday can guard him. So, yeah. That's my prediction.
I'm going to say a loss.
I'm
not autistic.
It's a fair assumption. I mean, because Anthony Davis could go off for 50. Yep. I mean...
And then Nikola Mirotic is just quietly shooting and stabbing the Pacers repeatedly over and over and over again.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't. Also, huge key I forgot to mention in that Pacers game against the Sixers, our boy J.J. Redick was held to, I think, like 6 or 8 points.
Yeah, not bad.
And was...
Assuming last game
one of 7 or one of 8
destroyed us
shooting.
in the third quarter, yeah.
Also, they did a very good job on Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons only finished with like 10 points or something like that. Almost had a triple-double, but, I mean, that's typical Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
So, complete side note from there. I'm going to be optimistic and predict a win. And, yeah, on to Boston, which I think
going to just say loss.
Yeah, since they just acquired Greg Monroe, I mean, just adding to that bench depth.
God, they're just so stacked.
And they're looking to acquire Lou Williams. They're looking to acquire Tyreek Evans. They've put Marcus Smart on the trade block. So, if this team, when do we play them? Is it Friday?
Yeah.
And the trade deadline is what, Thursday?
I think so.
So, oh yeah. then they'll probably make a move last second before the game.
Yep. It'll probably be for Nikola Mirotic.
Oh, well, if they make a deal Thursday before the deadline, they may not play Friday because they may have physicals and stuff like that they have to pass. So maybe hoping we can repeat our last effort against Boston. Just don't turn the ball over in the final 5 seconds. Looking at you, Bogan. But, yeah, I'm just going to predict a loss. I'm not 100% sure. The status of Kyrie, I mean, it's by Friday, so I think he'll be fine, although he's missed the last 2 games. Although, Terry Rozier's just stepped in, and then his first start had a triple-double, then his next start after that scored 30 points, so
No biggie.
yeah, just no big deal. Just seems like Kyrie never left.
Yeah.
So
Kyrie who?
yeah, but I think we're gonna both predict a loss here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would love to see them win. Not gonna happen.
is it at home
Mm-mm.
or is it on the? Oh yeah,
It's in TD Garden.
Oh, wonderful. So that's our predictions for the week. 2-1 for me, 1-2 for Dylan, Mr. Pessimistic over here.
I'm realistic, so.
You know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. I didn't.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I'll think of something if we win Wednesday. But on to as we promised on the show last week, we were doing our jersey giveaway.
Yep.
For reaching 500 followers. Thank you again for continuing to support us on Twitter and just watching us talk Pacers sports. So we thought we'd do a jersey giveaway, and Dylan did his little doohickey thing, bobber to determine the winner.
You make it sound like it's a rocket science. I literally just picked a random number.
I don't know how you do it. This is why I put you in charge of this kind of thing, because I probably couldn't handle it. I don't know, but you picked a winner, and it was
James at IP Basketball on Twitter. Will DM you. I'm following you now. We'll DM you for details, and you can pick whatever jersey you want, except for the City Edition, because I know that's not on sale yet. So, sorry, not sorry.
Low-key, the City Edition. I was not 100% on board with the City Edition jerseys.
Yeah,
I was trying to combine edition and jerseys. It didn't work out too well. Sergies, yeah. They looked nice last night when we debuted them. I think it was a nice look. Yeah.
I think we're also.
It wasn't as bad as I thought they were going to be.
Another uniform side note: I think we're 2-8 when we're wearing the all gold statement jerseys. So that's a thing now.
Oh well, I mean, maybe we should stop wearing those then.
Yeah.
But
yep, James at IP Basketball. Congratulations. We'll look to get you your customized jersey shortly.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not going to break the bank though.
No, we're doing the. We're not
as
doing
we
the
said,
official
we're doing
Nike
the customized
ones.
We're doing.
I think I mentioned that it's the customized jersey, not the actual official Nike jersey.
Gotcha. So we will get that to you ASAP, hopefully, and congratulations.
Within the month.
And thank you to everyone still who
applied.
Entered.
We'll do more. I can count on that. We'll do more.
Entered and just getting our name out there. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be back next Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday, Dylan. So before we leave, I know we're a Pacers podcast, but
yeah,
Super Bowl prediction. I
wonder who you're gonna pick.
For those of you who don't know, you can mock me on Twitter all you want. I really don't care. I'm a Patriots fan, so I have a vested interest in this game. Obviously, my boy TB won the MVP last night. I was happy to see that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he did.
Shocker.
Got some competition from Todd Gurley, but congrats to my boy TB12 for doing that. Super Bowl predictions. I'm guessing you're gonna go with Eagles.
No.
Oh, you're not.
You know what I'm going for? A tie.
You can't have a tie in the Super Bowl.
We're gonna make it happen. I don't want any of these teams to win. I want Philadelphia to be an actual functioning city after this, and I don't want the stupid Patriots to say 6 fucking rings. I don't want to hear that ever.
Channeling your inner dirty sports podcast.
Yeah. So I don't want a tie, but if it comes down to it, I want the Patriots to win because I don't want Eagles fan to be cocky and tear down the whole city.
As much as. Yeah, I mean, Boston sports fans, we can... Well, I'm not considered a Boston sports fan. I only like the Patriots. If you want to know why, you can DM me on Twitter. I've liked them since Drew Bledsoe.
I don't even know why, so...
I mean...
I know, you've told me. I'm just kidding.
But I'm not one of those stereotypical, it's going to be a blowout. No, I predict it's going to be a very close game. My final score is 27-21. I think... It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
What was in the group chat where like Nick Foles leads a game-winning drive, scores a touchdown with 8 seconds, and they lose 30-17 or whatever?
In a group chat we have going, one of our friends sent like, Nick Foles is going to score.
He leads the Eagles down the field to an 8-second, or like scores with 8 seconds left on the clock, and the Eagles lose 30-17.
My good friend Jade sent me that. So, it's going to be a fun game tonight. So hopefully, everyone, you enjoy the Super Bowl.
Stay safe.
Yes, please. Stay
Especially
safe.
if you're in Philly, don't try to climb the light poles.
Yeah, and don't burn cars. Don't.
I want to actually visit
anything.
Philly one day, and don't destroy the Liberty Bell. I feel like that's gonna be targeted. I feel like it's just gonna be another crack in the stupid Liberty Bell, like because Eagles fans just have no.
I mean,
sense
regardless of what happens, I hope for a great football game. Whoever wins, if we lose, we lose.
Don't be all modest. You want the Patriots to win.
I mean, yes, I do, but if we lose, it's Tom Brady's still the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
If we lose, we still got 5 others. So.
But in all seriousness, stay safe tonight. Don't do anything stupid. Hopefully, and yeah, we will be back here next week recapping the 3 games that we have this week.
Wizards, Pelicans,
Pelicans,
Celtics.
and Celtics. Until then, for Dylan Deanhart, I'm Cody Emerson. Have a great day, everybody.